But I can confirm I went to the bathroom, I put on a robe, I set a fire, and it could be done within 30 seconds.
Well, your problem there is that you did it in the wrong order. You got to put on the robe, then go to the bathroom, and then set a fire.
All right, I'll be right back.
You used up all your supply at the very beginning.
That's almost as good as that Knights of the Dinner Table YouTube video where the hand of Vecna, and he's like, "Just put it on my shoulder," right? Because he tried getting the
he
hand,
cut off
and
the wrong
he
hand.
cut his own hand off, and he cut the wrong one off. So then somebody had to cut his other one off, and then they take the hand, and he's like, "Just put it on my shoulder." Oh, I love that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I do.
Well, it's only like one episode.
I know, but it's like one of my all-time favorite.
And that is actually based on a Greyhawk module. No, one of the Vecna modules.
Well, yeah.
Vecna Lives.
Vecna Lives, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because specifically,
it's a fake. It's. I believe the hand of Vecna is the right hand, and they have the left hand. So they cut you cut off your hand. That doesn't happen, and there's like a head, and so it's yeah.
But yeah, that almost eclipses that like little pea scene that we had there. I mean, man, that's hilarious.
All right,
you got to make that a highlight.
I'm glad our P scenario almost reached Hand of Vecna levels.
Look, I'm gonna survive.
But when you put it like that, I mean, come on.
The P of Vecna.
Well, see, if it's the P of Vecna, you're gonna have to cut something off and then put it in your.
Even more dangerous.
Seriously, you got to make that. That's got to be your highlight on Twitch. Yeah.
Well, you guys would make it a highlight on Twitch.
Yeah.
You use the clip feature.
Oh, they do. Okay.
So you could make that, Dennis. You could make your own little clip, and then anyone could see that. I'm on.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Right. I'm totally gonna do it.
So, for the rest of today, you journey through these winding and twisting paths of goat trails. Does anyone have the skill direction sense? Does anyone have the skill direction sense? The person that might have it might be the ranger. Do you?
Don't think I actually do. No.
Yeah,
no, all right.
Just hiking road march.
I don't either.
Yeah, a hiking road marching.
So you try to keep on what you feel like was, the direction that they gestured, and as it starts getting, you start climbing more and more in elevation, and as it starts getting later, you start dropping down. And sure enough, looking down, you do see what looks like a narrow valley with a river running down it. It looks like you've most likely found the Roby River Valley, and it's starting to get later. You don't know how close you are to Roby, but it looks like you have found the valley. Right now, you're above it, and you could climb down and get closer down to it if you wanted.
Yeah, I think that's what we want to. That's what I want to do.
Is it just you, or are you splitting the party, or you're all journeying down?
That's the way to get to it, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope we're all.
You climb down, and it maybe takes about an hour to climb down the face, and you're right next to this river. You're seeing that there looks like there is an infrequently worn trail along the side of the river. It's certainly not road caliber, but it does look like there is some traffic.
Mm-hmm.
You could do any sort of tracking if you want to know, like, how frequently someone might have traveled on this road, or any other information. But at this point, it is starting to get later and later. It's starting to get, especially now that you're in this valley, it's quickly getting darker.
I got a 6 out of 24.
All right, so that's a very difficult check, and that's great. You're looking at this path, and it does seem like there's maybe 3 to 5 humans take this path, maybe weekly. But more than that, it doesn't seem to be used more than that.
But it's a place where people actually do go.
It does seem to be. It does seem that there is some traffic on this road.
I mean, it fits the fact with the goat herder. So yeah.
Yeah.
Point of the path, and let's just wait.
You think we should set up
Yeah,
camp?
and the tracks you're seeing do look to go both towards what you like, or upriver and downriver.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's safe to set up camp along the trail?
We could just get to the town, I think.
Can we make it to the town? Can you see the town?
You can't see the town from here, but the river keeps going up. You don't know how close you are. You don't know how much distance you lost and navigating these mountains.
Well, it's worth a shot to keep walking until it gets too dark.
All right, so you push on. Is that what everyone's going to do?
Mm-hmm.
How long into the night would you like to push on?
I didn't think
would
it
you
was
like
night yet.
to? Well, I mean,
okay.
like I'm wondering is how long would you like to push on? Because it's probably going to be nighttime anywhere within the next hour.
Well, that's when I would stop.
Right. So
Within the
you
next
trek
hour.
on for another hour, and you're steadily gaining elevation. You start to take a little bit of a turn, but there's not much of it. You feel like you haven't quite reached Roby, and nighttime is falling.
Let's set up camp.
Right. On the river again, or on this trail.
Yeah.
So you set up camp. And a fire.
Yeah.
All right. You start a fire. You tell some stories, and it crackles and casts shadows up on the rocks near you. But aside from that, it's a little higher elevation, but you sleep fine throughout the rest of the night. So that's a second day of healing for anyone who's hurt.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that healing in.
And I'm just doing some healing for everyone else. And the next morning, you're all ready to go. It's just only 2 hours of further hiking before you reach a spot where it starts to level out, and you can see that the village, or the village, it might be it might be better to call it a camp of Roby, is situated in a small, what are they called? A small low spot, a small valley in between several of these rising hills and mountains, right next to a small lake immediately, and what looks like several other lakes scattered around. The camp of the camp or village of Roby looks to be a self-contained village of maybe 7, 8 buildings inside what looks like a palisade with 4 towers on each, or not 4 towers, but a tower on each corner, with an additional tower that this trail leads up to, that looks like it forms some sort of gatehouse. You can see a number of people from the distance you're at moving around, and it's still early in the morning, so you can see folks in groups trekking off and leaving on some of these other paths leading out from Roby. And on the creek, where the creek leads up to Roby, you can see what looks like several large rafts tethered up next to the camp.
A
What would you like to do?
bustling town, and for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The height of human civilization right before us. Tense.
Let's make our way in.
All right. So you trek on down to Roby. You're probably getting there as you see just a last group trek off to the mountains. They look like you're seeing groups of mainly one or two groups, each of about 5 to 7 people. They've each got kind of mining tools, and they're trekking off with backpacks. So it looks like they're laden with extra tools and supplies. It looks like as you guys are seasoned or somewhat seasoned adventurers, it looks like the supplies that they're taking could be anywhere uh, from half a week to a week's worth of supplies. You don't know if they're carrying extra things or other stuff, but they're hiking off into what looks like other portions of the mountain. As you get closer to the actual the camp, you see that each of the watchtowers is occupied by uh, what looks like some sort of guards, and several of them have bows, and as they see you approaching, they kind of have them up and visible with arrows knocked, and uh, there looks like that there's at least one who comes up to the top of the guard house and peers out at you, and raises a hand and gives a wave.
Hello out there.
Hail! Who goes there?
I'm Werlin, and this is my party. We're here to do some trade, rest, and ask a few questions.
Werlin, what brings you to Roby? What sort of questions?
This one over here is interested in seeing if his father has been through town.
At this point, you've kind of made your way to probably the maybe 20, 30 feet away from the entrance house.
Mhm.
You can see the man up there that you're speaking to, on the older side of things. He looks like he's a little past middle age, but he's got a big old black beard and of Deji descent, and he's got
Mhm.
some sort of armor and maybe insignias of some kind, but he looks like he has some sort of authority or command over the fellow standing next to him who's not speaking. Um,
Of course.
his father. Uh, which one do you point at? Do you point at
I'm
Ark
pointing at
or
Eric.
yeah,
Or Eric.
Eric? Which father?
The bad one.
Uh, I can say we have none of their kind here. We don't look too well upon them either.
I don't look well upon them either, but they haven't done anything terrible yet. In fact, they've been very helpful.
You travel in strange company.
These are strange times, and, well, money trumps that.
What, why would you think they'd be here at Roby?
It was their guess. I'm merely, entertaining them.
Ah, I can let you in, but the others will need to stay outside.
I can have it on my honor they will cause no trouble while they are here. And in fact, if you would be willing to make to meet us halfway, they will agree to put down their weapons if they wish to enter the town.
He scratches his beard and he's clearly thinking. Roll a persuasion check.
I'm great at these. I've literally never failed.
Let's see. What is his?
Oh, this would be opposition
Wait.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
So 56.
Heavens. He got a 97. with an 82 plus 15. He uh, he scratches his beard and afraid I can't take that risk. Not with orcs and hobgoblins and their ilk always threatening Roby. There's no telling what they'll do from inside.
What about for a silver?
we're we're above any sort of that action. I'm afraid you're if you seek shelter, you can camp outside the town. We'll watch and keep you safe. But
How about you go in and I pull Whirlin aside. How about you go in and ask?
I
Check
could
out the
go do
place.
so for you. If there's anything else you want in town, I can see if I could scrounge around for it as well.
Just see what's there.
Very well. And so I'll wave up to them and indicate that I'll just go in by myself then. I'm just a trustworthy elf. Definitely not the least trustworthy person here.
so yeah, you journey down, and he actually greets you at the gatehouse and lets you in, and he shakes your hand, and he goes, "I am Hoyled. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Pleasure to meet you as well, Harold. Well, I have to say, I'm actually slightly impressed at your own discipline. Others would have simply taken the money.
We take risks here very seriously. I'm the master miner here. We've been, I should say, we've been threatened numerous times by orcs and hobgoblins and their ilk. We have to be sharp.
Of course, you have to be wary for danger. Still, this is a pleasant place. I'll merely be about my business, and I promise not to cause any trouble.
I can show you around. It's a small little place we have here. Just a mining operation.
That would be pleasant.
What can I help you with?
Well, let's go together. And I suppose the first thing on cue is, hey, do you guys have extra rope for sale?
Rope. Extra rope. Let's see. I can take you to our quartermaster, the master miner. He probably has some idea of what that is. Yep. He leads you through the buildings and to a main, like there's in total 10 buildings of various sizes. Most of them look semi permanent. Looks like they've they've seen their share of being thrown up. They're definitely not something that you'd want to live in permanently, but they kind of make do. You can hear the clang of what sounds like hammers and maybe a blacksmith. They've got a small pen for animals. And leads you to one building that has, it's probably the best of all of them, and leads you up and knocks, and he Valdek, there's an elf here to see you. He has some questions about what we can spare. So, after a short bit, a Desi man comes out. We don't get many visitors out here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you, Hoyled. And Hoyled says he was traveling with some half orcs and half hobgobs, but I let him in. They're outside, and so he kind of departs. And for you folks standing outside, you see him poke his head back over and look down. He's kind of just watching. He calls down, "So, whereabouts are the other hordes?"
What?
Did you say whores?
That's a good one. Are there any out there?
I'm sure
Horses?
somewhere in the world.
Ah, haven't gotten some of those in a while. But no, it said hordes. Hordes. We know you all travel in hordes.
See me traveling one, old man?
Is it an old
What?
man?
Ugh,
An
idiots.
older man.
This is my grandma voice. What are you talking about?
Huh? So he's
You want
just
to ask?
calling
You gotta
random
come
things.
down. If you want to ask, come down here and ask me. Otherwise, shut your trap.
He promptly stops talking at that point. He's calmly just eating a piece of beef jerky up there, or maybe goat jerky at this place.
Still be.
Meanwhile, Werlin, you're the master miner. You've come for supplies. Strange spot for that. We don't have much, but we might have a thing or two. What can I help you with?
Well, I suppose it is just a bit of a detour, but it's mostly out of curiosity. Well, rope's been a thing we've been missing for a while. I figured perhaps asking you would be the best place to start.
We don't have anything fancy. Most we use is for working the mines, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Ooh, doesn't look like we have anything to spare at the moment.
That's unfortunate. Still, I suppose as long as I'm here, how have things been up here in this village? Your mining operation, I mean. It seems everyone's a little bit tense, at least with my companions out there. Are you harassed often?
I harassed only by the occasional uh, hobgoblin or goblins, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much authority out in these mountains to the south, and these rivers and lakes seem to attract them. That's the most danger that we have out here. Uh, what sort of trouble are you looking for? Trouble?
Not necessarily, though as long as I'm here, I'm always open to listen to good deeds I could do, but, well, as it stands, one of the reasons my companions felt it was important to come here is they suspect maybe their father may have been through here, or maybe captured and dragged past here at some point. He's an orc by nature. I don't suppose you may have happened to have seen one of their type instead of the goblins and hobgoblins.
He spits on the ground. Bah! Orcs and goblins. I good riddance to all of them. I wish they died, but I wouldn't keep any. Dennis, that echoed real bad.
Eek.
Is it not plugged in all the way?
Yeah, it's plugged in already. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How about now?
I'm
seems
not
okay for
hearing
now.
any echo. I'm not hearing any echo now.
Well,
You sound
this is
different.
getting
but
returned.
Yeah, you sound kind of different.
Yeah, it's coming through different.
Okay, I don't know. He says we haven't captured many orcs or goblins or anyone's father that we know of. Let me tell you, if we had captured them, they wouldn't still be alive. But
Of course.
we have been seeing a lot of tracks recently, and that's worrisome to me, at least. How many did you say there were? You all were?
Oh, we're 6, though only 4 of us are perhaps ready at the moment.
Okay. Well, you know, the Lord in Bashan, he's the one that helps run this operation here. I've asked him for more financing for some guards or a scout or two, but I have yet on my request has yet been unfulfilled. I'm sure you could be handsomely rewarded if the safety of this camp could be ensured, maybe by finding the source of these tracks, or wiping out any sort of settlements they might have tried to establish.
I see.
Do us all a good lot of be a weight off our shoulders, to say the least.
I can bring this to my companions. I feel that they're perhaps raring for a fight of some kind. They might be willing to do so. I can bring it to their attention, and I feel they may agree. If we were to do so, I do think we need some more time to rest. We had been to Terran and Fafan lately, and to each of them we had performed them a task and helped them settle some troubles that were occurring. I've sworn myself to keep it on the quiet what exactly they are, but needless to say, we've been a bit injured. And we'll need some time to recover. If you would allow my friends to rest in the city, then we could spend some time exploring the area and keeping an eye out for you. And a bit of money in exchange seems more than fair enough to me.
Let's see. Bunch, I don't think I can bring in good conscience any hobgoblins or orcs inside this establishment and not lose the confidence that my miners and my mercenaries have for me. I'm sorry to hear that you're of your injury, but if you wish to rest, then you can rest here. But your compatriots, we relatively have a safe area outside the camp, and I'm sure they won't come to any harm there.
I see. Well, that's just as well. Still, I can just send them the offer. I suppose while I'm here, I have a question. You are a literate man, of course, are you not? You definitely hold yourself in such a way.
Rather unusual question. Yes, yes, I am.
Right, and you, of course, literate in Dej as we speak.
Yeah. Well, of course. That is how our transactions occurs in Shinabeth.
Then I have a few things that perhaps, if you'd be willing to give me your time, you could read for me. I'm literate myself, but in other scripts, and mostly in the merchant tongue, for contracts, of course. But I'm curious what these say, and perhaps you could be the one to tell me. And I'll produce the etchings from the sarcophagus that we have.
Mm-hmm.
As well as some transcription of what was on the sword.
All right. So you produced those, and he, yeah. So the first one was etchings from the sarcophagus.
Yes. So from the top of it, where there was script.
The sarcophagus. Let me find where I had those notes. The sarcophagus. Ah, yes. It's not quite Desi. It seems a strange, an older tongue than, or at least an older version of the script. Let me see. If I'm reading this correctly, I believe this says. I believe this says Avrin Schlengever.
Interesting.
But I haven't the faintest clue what that means. Sounds like a name to me.
All right. And that was from this set. And I suppose the rest of it is just like nonsense or not even epithet or anything.
On the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed to that's what he can make out is just that name on the sarcophagus. But the other etchings that you have don't seem to be actual. They just seem to be fanciful
Fancy curve.
not description. Yeah.
At least it's very pretty. So then I'll go ahead and bring over the transcription of what's on the sword.
Ah, yes. This is an old Dej word, Yendring. It means seven strike.
7 strike. What an oddly specific word. Huh.
You brought it to me. Where did you find this?
Here or there. I'd actually acquired these papers from someone else, and they weren't able to tell what they were either, but I suppose this doesn't quite illuminate their purpose, does it?
I guess not. No. I hope those translations help.
Perhaps they might. I'll return to my companions. Maybe they could make some heads or tails of it, but it'll be something for us to talk over the campfires and speculate for a long time, I'm sure.
Let me know if you decide to, or if you find anything. Looking around the old mountains. But if you need anything more like that, you can certainly talk to my captain of the guard. I have some mining matters to attend to.
Very well, then. I'll leave you to your work, and I'll send word if my companions feel to accept the task.
Very, very well.
So I'll go ahead. I'll depart. I'll return to the party, and I'll say, "Well, it was a pleasant matter, and they do have some work that they'd be willing to give to us as long as we're here." They just said that they hadn't seen any orcs at all. Unfortunately, it is, of course, just goblins and hobgoblins. So it seems perhaps your father has not been here, or no trace of anyone similar. I did find out what these words were, and I believe we know the name of the person we took that sword from, and the sword itself apparently is called 7 Strikes.
Does anyone have the skill Ancient History?
Nope. I got
Pandora
Arcane Lore
got
in
it.
case it's magic, but...
That skill is ancient history.
Nope.
All right. What would you like to do?
So they're not going to let us in?
No, unfortunately they won't, even if you do accept the task. But if they do, they've promised some amount of money for doing so, for exploring the area.
Maybe if we do this for them, then they'll let us in?
Perhaps.
No, you just said that they would not.
Well, who's to say if their mind won't change in the future?
Well, my mind's set up. I don't want to. And go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
That's also fair enough.
No, they probably will not. They've got all the sheep.
We can make
so
our way
then-
to Terran.
I believe we could make our way to Terran if that's what you wish. I could talk to the guard up there, and I'm sure he might have some helpful information on the safest path.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'll wait down our guard friend, and I'll talk to him a little bit about. You can send word back to the quartermaster. I don't think we'll be staying in the area for long. We'll be heading back to Terran. Would you know the safest route to there from Hirobi?
Yeah, you can probably follow some mining west and down. It'll take most of the day, but you can wind down the side of the hills. You can reach Terran.
All right. Thank you very much for the help, and it's been pleasant seeing you. Perhaps we shall see you again if we pass through the area.
Good luck, Elf.
Right. And I suppose we set out on foot again.
All right. So, let me double check. Most of the rest of the day is spent navigating through the. You kind of follow along the river still to this lake here, and then find one of these meandering tracks that leads you up into the rocky hills, and then down into Terran. And by the time you start descending down, it's already getting late, but you have enough time, and you can see Terran that you can reach there. A little after dark, but you can reach it without any difficulties at all.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
We can go
what would-
back to that place that we were in, right? That house that we.
Yep, it's ours.
That's correct. Yeah, you were given a. If we go back to this, the map of Terran, then you were given a little lodging, a spot to rest.
Mm. That'll do.
Yep.
So we have a
Would you
place
like
to
to do?
rest, and we can heal up for a while as long as we keep paying the food bill.
How long would you like to rest?
I think depends on how long each of us needs to heal. I don't have too long myself. Probably like 2.5 days, 3.5.
I think.
think-
What Eric has the
Yeah.
biggest wounds of the people here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'll go. I mean, maybe we can ask around town. We could stay like a week, or I could stay a week. I don't need to stay.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll
what's
take
like
like
your
1
total
point off.
time?
My total time is too much.
He's got a 14-point wound, which currently needs 10 days to heal, and a 10-point wound, which currently needs 6 points to heal.
Yeah, so that's
And Finn is in the same spot with a 14-point wound as well.
Right. I would suggest taking some of your money and getting either like some liver squeezings or getting some honey brew. Because if you shave off the top of it, it goes progressively faster, I think.
Conversely, we can just not do anything for a month.
That's also true. The only question is how much does it cost for a month? It's if we just eat poor, it's a copper each day.
Mhm.
How far would 30 days get you? Dennis?
That's a good question. 30 days would probably shave off. I never know how to figure this damn stuff out. I'm not a math guy.
30 days would definitely shave off 2 points off the 14-point wound, and a number of hit points off that 10-point wound.
So probably like 5 points total.
Okay.
And what are we going to do in the meantime?
You don't have to do anything at all. We can just fast forward time and do a bunch of healing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
And
Okay.
Eli, when it comes to money, it's 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be like 3 silver to just stay in town. So we're just buying food.
Well, we don't need.
For
think we
everyone
have
in
a
the
place
party,
for-
or just for
Oh.
one person?
Per. So basically, our last payday paid us for the month.
Well,
I
it
could
looks like
definitely
for
work
common,
for the month.
right?
Mhm.
For per week for common is
For
2
poor.
copper. Yeah, for poor that'd be 2 copper. So if you stayed for 3 weeks, that would be 6 copper.
Common is 3. Poor is 1.
Oh, you're going common or
Yeah, I'm going poor.
Okay.
Scratch roots to one copper every day.
Oh, are
Uh,
you looking at meat? Are you looking at meals per day? Oh, I was looking at
Yeah.
for some reason I was looking at in lodging because that had the weekly price. I was in a doofus.
Mhm.
But yeah, for poor meals for a month, you could get there'd be 3 silver.
I guess here's the question. I'm not really that injured. I'm in town for a month. I could probably do some kind of work.
What sort of skills do you have?
Well, I do have salesmanship.
Do you have a laborer?
Nope.
I have
I
labor.
do.
And also hunting and butchery, so if people need that, I can all.
Yeah, so you
Work
guys
that
actually have very easy things to work with.
Well, except that we're a hated species, subset of species.
If someone needs a log chopped, you can do that. I don't think that matters how much they hate you.
Hey, you, hobgoblin, get over here with that axe. I want you closer to my valuable possessions. Meet my daughter. I'm sorry, I have this tone of voice that does not actually tell you what I'm thinking. I really enjoy your presence. You're a joy to be around.
I love you. My daughter would be a great match for you.
All right. So at least
So,
these guys have
did-
something they can do.
Yeah, who is going to be? Who wants to work while you're staying here for a month?
I do.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Eric, you're
Yeah.
going to do manual labor,
Yeah.
right? For a month of work, you could get a silver.
Awesome.
Well, they give it in copper, but yeah.
So that would be 10 copper.
And what sort of profession would you like to try to flex on people there, Mr. Orbital Kill?
Butchery.
You'd like to butcher. Yeah, you could definitely take part in butcher, and that will actually that's just a proficiency, if I believe correctly.
Yeah, I'm a laborer,
Yep, and you're a laborer.
and I can also hunt. I guess if people need food, I can. So,
Yep. Because of your skill in butchery, you would gain 2 silver.
so I guess I would have to spend 1 silver to stay.
That's correct.
Subtract the 1 silver.
And I guess honestly, I'll probably have to do some manual labor here too. I don't think I can really get salesmanship out of this.
Do you have the laborer skill
Nope.
or proficiency, I should say? Then you will only earn 5 copper for the month of work.
Okay. At least it's something. It's slightly covering a little bit.
I go to the local mine and I mine gold and I keep it all for myself. How much gold do I get?
I have all the money.
I mean, mining is a skill I have. It's literally the only thing I could think of. I go to the local gladiatorial tournaments.
Oh!
How much fame do I issue?
There isn't any mining work in this town, but if you went back to Roby,
No, I was joking. I'm not gonna go mining anywhere. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna just sit on my ass for a month.
all right, gonna sit on your ass for a month. All right, so let's do all the healing that you need for 30 days of healing. Is that what you went with?
30 days.
30
Yep.
days.
That's what I did. Yeah, I just did it.
I
Yeah.
literally only had like a couple days left of healing anyway, so this month is
Remember
just a
that-
Yeah, it's
vacation.
mostly for Eric and our halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that when Orbal Kel gives you, since he can do first aid for you, all of your wounds take 1 day less to heal, and then since you have fast healer, Eric,
Okay.
you got 2 days less. Right.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I made the change.
15 days left.
I
All
think I
right.
did that right. Mhm. So what?
All right,
Every day it'll
Finn.
be two. Every day it'll be 2 days.
No, just when the wound turns over. So when you have
Right,
a
when it
10
turns
point
over.
wound, it takes 8 days to heal. 7-point
Yeah.
wound takes 5, and so on.
Got it.
I'm just doing the healing for all of our other compatriots. All right. And then that is 9 days. So we're down to 10. Man, you'd think I'd be better at this. 16 takes it down to that. And then
Yeah,
6 days.
16.
6 is 22.
That's right.
And then 27. And then. All right. I have figured it out. I got them all squared away. Elka is up to has 27 hit points, and Finn is up to 10 hit points.
I got
Hey,
19.
nice.
Yeah, she got rid of one of her wounds. She still has that big old wound that's impacted her arm, but she could do liver squeezings for that. All right.
Yeah, I think
So
I
we've
still
got-
got a 12-point wound and I got a 5-point. So
That sounds about right. Those big point wounds take forever to heal.
Mhm.
So I've got you two. What are you two thinking of doing for your what are you guys thinking of doing next?
Well, we have this nice little town. We have plenty of rivers to go up and down. We've been here for a while, and the locals know us. Good question. In terms of like the mundane, I'm thinking, well, I could probably start setting up a trade route between towns. I've been to each of them. I have a vague understanding what they all do or might need. The mining town was complaining about lack of supplies and guards, so we could always just do a haul up there or something, you know? But yeah, there's also the weird little rhyme in our heads thing to think about too.
Right.
That's very true. And as soon as Thetis got back, I have something to talk to him about over
Yeah.
the time over the course of this this long period of time. But-
Right. So here's my thinking, and I imagine after a while, like Eric, you would at least like say more about this thing in your head. I'd say, oh yeah, I've seen the same thing, and let's say we're just talking, right?
Yeah.
So the dream says, a score we are apart, and there are 4 at hand. So let's say that these 4 things that cause nightmares or whatever make a square. So we have 2 points already, and they are each this far apart.
Mhm. I didn't even think
So-
about a square. That's good.
So there could be one here, 27.
Go the other way.
Yeah, we're looking like somewhere around here, roughly, somewhere around here, somewhere.
But maybe it's Byjoff and Bastion.
Let's see. 125-ish. 125-ish. So yeah, these are the 2 points that we know of, and here are the 4 possible points they could be at.
What
Now-
color? I can add dots to the map for you if you'd like on those points. What color would you like them?
Go ahead and make them like
Oh, you took away your.
orange. Oh, I could just do it again. Or wait, no, I can
Orange.
press the X button. The Z button? No? Okay, well. I thought that
it
was
was
supposed to
some-
be a hotkey. No.
So like somewhere in this area, somewhere in this area. Oh, that was off. Somewhere in this area.
Yeah, somewhere around these areas.
All right, I've added those yellow dots for you.
Alright, cool. So we have those 4
Mhm.
possible areas we could try to explore. See if maybe these other ones are also there. If they are, I have to wonder, what does this mean? Why are they like this? Who are they? We have this name now. This unpronounceable Averin Shelaganvir. I guess I've had a month of not really doing a whole lot and very basic labor. Any chance I could try picking something up during that time?
Roll a glean information check.
Okay.
Essentially, you're looking for someone that knows ancient history.
Basically, yep. Oh, it's a pretty good roll for that.
Yeah, over a long time of asking questions and talking, and certainly taking a month on this check, then an average is efficient, and especially since you're identified as the people that have helped them clear up their nightmares, and at least here in Terran they believe you. In
Mhm.
Fopin, you've done what you've done, but asking around, you hear. Oh yeah. Why I've heard of that name. I've heard of it spoken in fairy tale, or not fairy tale, but more lore. That name. He was a grand warrior, a Deji champion. He helped unite. He helped unite all of Shinabeth.
I see.
Yes.
Well, what do you know of his tale? What can you say of it?
What can I say of his tale? Well, I don't think he had much of a tale, but he was said to have. What was he said to have done? He was said to have conquered and fought to secure this place from the Fyoki, and not just Fyoki as well, but against the orcs, and goblins and creatures of that nature. They he was said to be a valiant warrior who fought all across the land and defended even the most even the most lowly of Dej against the Fyoki warriors who strove to steal our lands, and the orcas who strove to defile our people. He said that no one knows where he truly fell.
I see. Did he happen to have companions? Perhaps 3 more?
Companions, and you learn this from entirely. Um, uh, he was known to have. He had a number of lieutenants and commanders, but I none of them none of them ring a bell to me. I don't think any of their names survived time.
I see. And I guess while I have him here, I could also ask, like, if he knows anything about, like, winged creatures from maybe a similar time period. You know, like the skeleton that we saw.
Winged creatures. Ah, I've heard that the mountains still hold hippogriffs. Or so I've heard. I like to picture that every time I see a distant bird on the horizon, it's really one of those beasts.
I believe those are horse killers, if I recall. Don't go riding around on anything if you see a bird. Um, but I was thinking more of a humanoid shape with wings.
A humanoid shape.
You
No.
silly tongues. Human centric. It's an elfinoid.
An elfinoid. I have not heard of any of those creatures.
None with
No.
wings.
No, I'm sorry.
Very interesting. I don't suppose the Valiant means anything in the ancient past, does it? Or any legend? As a group.
Valiant. Uh, to no, some of those foolish folks that follow the gods. I think one of them might be Valiant or another. Who knows? It's all delusions, anyways.
I see. I understand. Well, at least this has been a very interesting conversation, if nothing else. Alright, so I guess we have our info then.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, go ahead.
This one body was an ancient warrior, and we've disturbed his grave, as we've tended. We have the other body that was back there, which no one can identify. The man didn't have any friends, as far as ancient history is concerned, and we have 4 locations and no idea.
But I remember you saying in that first one in Terran, saying something about the Assembly of the Four, or Assembly of the Four Corner, or something like that. I don't know what that is. But...
Right. Like Sentinels we stand, 4 we are at hand, a score we apart, for in our heart, the Valiant will rise again.
Right.
So the Valiant is some sort of maybe older religious practice of the area. It seems like it may be difficult to uncover that.
Well, since 2 of them have been connected by towns, then I don't think the other 2 would be in the middle of nowhere. I think that they would be associated with a town.
That is a very reasonable course, and it would seem to me the easiest thing to do would be to maybe travel to Fafon, to Bryhoff, and then try to explore this region and see maybe if anything is there.
Okay, and maybe it's in Bryhoff or Bastion, because Bastion was controlling the mining in Roby. I don't know.
That's also a possibility. If you take a look at the terrain map here, let me put it on this layer of the map too. There's a large mountain between Bryhoff and this location. You'd have to generally go around if we were to go to Bashan and end up there.
I'm not saying the spot. I'm saying the 2 of them have been associated with a town, so why wouldn't it be associated with a town? Maybe it's something in town, in Bastion, in Bryhoff, not out of the town.
It's a possibility. I mean, the other 2 graveyards were an hour's walk away.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think maybe those are the 2 places that we go to. And I don't know which one we go to first. I guess we're closer to Bastion, so we could just take the river into the mountains.
So this Bashan, is that a safe city? Is that Slen? What is it?
This is one of the towns or the bigger cities in Shinabith. So Slen is
Okay.
farther to the north. So that would be in the same country as you currently are. So very anti-religious. And if memory serves me correctly, that is actually the capital of Shinabith.
Okay,
But
so
it also could be
definitely safe.
Vaiksha.
Okay. So we have two possible places to go. We could go to Bashan and see if maybe there's something related there, or we could go to Breihof.
Now that we have Theta back, his character would know that the Valiant does refer, in fact, to a religion. And same with the they're an order of basically knights, essentially. They're lawful and they're valiant. That's their whole shtick.
Hmm.
Before we leave town, or since we've been here for 30 days, I want to.
I apologize. The capital of Shinabith is at the very far south. It's Rhinoshock, way down there.
Okay.
Okay.
These towns up here are just larger towns of Shinabith in Shinabith territory.
Can I get that scale mail resized?
There is a smith in town that can do it for you, but he will charge you 20% of scale mail's cost.
So how much is that?
That is that would be 24 silver.
Too much for me. All right, I guess I'm just carrying it.
Wait, how much did you say what it was?
24.
24 silver.
Yikes! Yeah, almost better just sell it off and buy something brand new. So, I guess that's the question. What would we like to do? I'm suggesting we take some long walks and have some fun doing it, and maybe look into this.
Mhm. But I'm not looking forward to going to slaver territory, that's for sure.
Well, fortunately, we won't have to go anywhere near it.
Unless you head north to those yellow spots, and then that will be close.
Right. If it happens to be this spot, then it's going to be worrisome. But these two spots are the easiest to get to, or rather, Breihof is the easiest to get to. Bashan is a guess that it might be related to this one. But if we eliminate one of them, then we know that the other one isn't there.
Then by half it is, I guess. I'm all for eliminating places.
We're gonna have to go
Okay.
through Fafan.
Well, they might not like us, but they probably won't mind us passing through.
Yeah.
We'll go around.
All right.
Just don't go to the castle and wave your sword around. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So this seems like a good spot to pause and call it for this session. For the next session, you guys can head off to Breihof and adventure there and fight. Investigate to see if that is the spot the other that these rhymes in your head are leading to.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to give you all experience points for several of the traps that you overcame.
Oh, there is another possibility. This instead.
Ooh, like a diamond?
Yeah, that's also a tactical possibility too. Didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, the
Go ahead.
question is, are they all this equidistant to each other? Or are they only next to each other? Is it a trapezoid?
Could it just be a really long line?
there are.
In which
If
case,
we're
it
going with
just be
all the shapes.
yeah, it would be a very impossible task at that point.
Yeah, that's most likely the case.
It's impossible. All things are telling you.
No, I probably wouldn't. Most likely, I wouldn't put an impossible situation in.
We see
Everyone
Eli.
gains. What was that?
Oh,
I'm like,
I was
well,
about to
shoot,
say, like,
gotta
we
write
see
down
you
these different
rapidly
shapes.
adjusting your notes.
Which shape is it? Which shape is it? How did they not expect the quite-decadahedron? It goes in all these directions. Isn't that common knowledge? So for today's session, everyone will get 31 experience points.
Huzzah.
And I will toss since Finn was here for at least part of the story award of it. I'll toss her portion of experience as well.
Okay.
And we'll see everyone next week.
Will do.
Sounds good.
All right.
Catch you next
Yeah.
time.
Hey,
You're out.
Eli,
Thanks
can
for
you stay
tuning
on
in.
for a minute?
Thanks for watching. Yeah.